Hey, hi, how you doing? Are you feeling cheerful, maybe even eager, possibly even hopeful? Speaking of hopeful, we're going to be reviewing NF's new album, Hope, and we're going to be ranking every song on there. I've already done this with all of his songs before, so instead of just doing a brand new list, I decided to only do the new album. So I really hope you enjoy this video, and without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you my album review. So hope you enjoy. All right, bye-bye. Oh, by the way, I swear I will be making videos that aren't about NF soon. It's just this came out at like the perfect time, and I was like, hey, let me just go ahead and make a video about it. I swear, videos are on their way that aren't about NF. I swear. Okay, have a great one. Bye-bye. With every single ranking video, there is an issue, and that is something has to be at the bottom. It doesn't mean it's terrible. It doesn't mean it's the worst thing to ever exist or anything like that. It just means that there is a lot better from the rest of the list, and this list is no exception. Sitting at number 13, we have Bullet. Again, it's a good song, okay? It is not bad, but there is a lot better on this list. And also, I've never been the biggest fan of NF's romance songs. This is definitely one of my favorites of his romance songs, but I've never really been the biggest fan of them. I do really like the idea behind this song, which is that he would die for his wife. He would take a bullet for her, which is exactly what Jesus says, which is greater love has no one than to lay down their life for their friends. And I think that this is a great example of that, showing, hey, wifey, I love you so much, I will literally give my life for you, you know. And this is a great example of it, showing that he has the greatest form of love for his wife. It is also really cool listening to this right after Gone, because Gone is talking about past relationships and stuff like that, whereas this is talking about the relationship he's in, and it's cool seeing it in contrast. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, there is this beautiful part in the song where he starts singing a cappella. Let me tell you what. Let me tell you what. I love acapella and acoustics in songs. NF specifically. Any song he has where it has the acapella and acoustic part. Oh, I love it. Okay, it is fantastic. But for this song, it is countered by his distortion that he has on his voice throughout the song. I realize it's an artistic choice, and I'm sure there are many people who love this sound, but I am not one of those people, and it does kind of ruin the song for me. But with that being said, the song is still a 7.635 out of 10. 0.135924822297773. Sitting at number 12 is Mistake. This song is beautiful. It is very well produced. The beat is very clean. The piano is phenomenal. All right, it is a chef's kiss to my ears. Now the catch is that I don't really connect with the message as heavily as other messages throughout this album, but it's still a good message, and I can respect that. He has lyrics such as hold on. Those that oppose on me, most won't leave, thinking I might retreat. Show my teeth quick if you turn on me. I also really like the idea of this song, which is, I've made some mistakes. I have qualities that I don't like, but that doesn't mean I am a mistake, so don't call me one. I really like that idea, and especially in contrast to other songs that he's had in the past, where it seems almost as if he feels and calls himself a mistake, with songs such as I Hate Myself, giving off that vibe. Not necessarily that he says it, but it definitely feels like it. And then with Mistake, showing still a little bit of a sadness with it, but also showing some hope with it. See what I did there? Because the album is called Hope. Okay, anyways, let's move to number 11. Number 11, Turn My Back. This song, NF shows his cocky side and reminds us that he is a rapper, not just a singer or a pop artist. And personally, these are some of my favorite types of songs where he just kind of goes crazy, goes all out. Okay. But the issue is he put several of these songs here, such as Suffice, Pandemonium, and Let 'Em Pray, with this song being the most lackluster of them all. There are some really good highlights on this song, such as On Even on My Off Days and God's Plan, Got a Problem with a Boy, Take It Up With Him Then. I really like that. With this album, NF practices a new flow where he splits up his sentences and or words and just either cuts them, splits them, whatever, and then continues them on with the next line, with lines such as Ye's Memory was inspirational to me. I love
watching. Lames try to keep stars in the dark just cause they afraid of you.
This helps him be able to stay on beat and use beats that before with his old flow he wouldn't be able to use. Get out your tissues and maybe some chocolate ice cream because we're about to be crying for this next song. Sitting at number 10 is Mama. This song is the completion of a cycle and I am all here for it, okay? Going from the sadness and anger of how could you leave us to the forgiveness of this song where he's telling his mom, you don't gotta cry anymore. It's all okay. We're good. We're okay. And even to the point of looking up to her throughout the song. It's very pretty seeing him compare what she's going through and saying like, I can relate to that, and asking if that's the reason why she did what she did. It's really cool seeing this kind of maturity coming from him and seeing the healing that has gone on throughout the years since How Could You Leave Us. With this being said, I don't really connect this song very heavily. It is a beautiful song, but it's just really not what I'm going through. Maybe I will connect with it more heavily one day, like we connect with On My Own from Teen Beach Movie 2.
Without you, I'm on my own. Am I gonna be alone? And if it's only me, myself, and will I be fine? So far from home.
And then one last note, the background vocals on this thing. Oh my goodness, I am floating. You know that SpongeBob meme? William put it up right here. That SpongeBob meme, that is me. That is me whenever I listen to this song. I'm floating, bro. Number 9, Suffice. Once again, we have a braggadocious song, and oh man, is this a good one. I feel like Suffice is a very experimental song with him having a whistle type of beat and with that cutoff at the end just for it to be a beat switch for him to continue on rapping. The idea that mediocre won't suffice is a really sleek idea and it puts a really awesome thought into my head. May I also say, as the number 1 NF fan, he is not mediocre. He's far from it. Bro, I need to stop writing for this man so hard, bro. Furthermore, into this experimental feeling, NF has lyrics at the end where he changes the pronunciation of the words so it fits better.
Life is a gift, I wanna live it to the fullest while I can. Why would I not wanna know my days in this game are numbered?
NF drops a peculiar reference in the middle of the song, and I think I speak for all of us when I say it threw us off guard whenever it came out. Like, it came out of left field because he just drops a bomb on us saying that apparently there were accusations towards him that he got a lady pregnant, and this was his response. How are you claiming we had a baby? We ain't never spoke. I don't be sleeping with random women on the road. That's crazy. With this being said, Suffice is a fantastic song and it is worthy of many listens. Number 8, Motto. Now I know this is probably a controversial place to put this, but please hear me out. I feel like he has much better on this album, hence why I put it at number 8. This song is somewhat reminiscent of Paid My Dues, not with the sound of it, but with the topic of the song. Him coming at critics and the industry with Paid My Dues, showing like, hey, I deserve to be here. I deserve the accolades that I've gotten. With Motto being the awards and accolades are really just smoke and mirrors. The chorus of this song sums up what he's really trying to get across here, which is that his motto is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. His music has been working, it's been getting numbers, and it's been what he's wanting to produce. So why change it to what people are saying he should do? Another plus of this song is where he has the parts where he says, "Oh, Sam, oh yeah." Oh, bro, again, SpongeBob meme, I'm floating. Number 7, Hope. Continuing with the consistency of having an absolute banger for the intro of the album and showing what you can truly expect from the rest of this album, Hope does not disappoint. With Hope, you get a taste of the new sound that you can expect from the rest of the album while still having some similarity to his old music. This song also reminds me a lot of Intro 3 with him arguing with his negative side throughout the song. He has a callback to Why where he says, "What's your definition of success?" But he's figured out at this point, following up by giving many attributes as to what he says is successful, with the first of these being listening to what your heart says, which is a contrast to Why, which his response is, "I don't trust this thing that beats inside my chest," bringing some closure, showing that he now trusts and listens to his heart, what beats inside his chest. I will now recite my favorite lyrics from this song. It's a person that can see the bright side through the dark times when there ain't one. Some would say having a mental breakdown is a negative thing. On one hand, I agree with that. On the other hand, it was the push I needed to get help and start the healing process. See, if I'd never hit rock bottom, would I be the person that I am today? I don't believe so. We are now officially halfway, and sitting at number 6 is Let 'Em Pray. Woo, boy. Okay, we're getting into some real good stuff here. All right, let me tell you what. I get chills listening to the song. The beat on this track is fairly chaotic, which just makes it a humongous plus for me. But I do realize that might be a drawback for some people. Some people don't like the chaotic feel where you don't really know what's going on all the time. It's kind of noisy. Personally, I really like that. I know it's not for everyone though. He also has several mentions of his faith in this song. Lyrics such as conversations with God should be every day, and even getting to the point of cockiness by saying, here I'm praying on my downfall, go on, keep on praying, God ain't listening to ya. While listening to this the first time, I was absolutely floored hearing him say blood, sweat, and tears on these 808s. I don't know why, but that it hit different for me, and it flows extremely well. Speaking of flows, he has some very good flows in here, and I will play one of them for you right now.
Wrong direction, help me get to where I am today, and led to monumental moments in my life that I would not have got to experience if I'd have let the mistakes that I made rob me of my full potential. Life will test you, don't forget to remember the fundamentals.
Number 5, Pandemonium. Let's start off with the definition of pandemonium, which is wild, noisy, disorder and or confusion, an uproar. And let me tell you, this song does not disappoint that definition. It is its definition. The song portrays it very well. The beat is all over the place. His vocals stop abruptly. You can't tell where his lyrical run is gonna stop or start. It even gets to the point where at the end of the song, it literally just cuts him off because you know he's gonna continue if this song doesn't end. And he uses the technique I was talking about earlier, where he cuts his words and lyrics in half and then continues them on to the next. And let me tell you, this is so cool. I don't really hear many people doing it. I don't know why I don't really hear many people doing it, but I don't hear many people doing it, and I really like it. And on top of that, I think it fits perfectly for this song because it just adds to the abruptness and weirdness and the chaos, which is literally the definition of pandemonium, is just chaos, basically. And then lastly, I really enjoy his quiet part of the section. Again, kind of fitting into that acoustic or a cappella type of feeling. I really do enjoy whenever NF whispers stuff, and guess what? He's whispering stuff. That makes me sound like I like ASMR. I swear I don't like ASMR. I don't. I swear I don't. Number 4, careful. Features are oftentimes used as a marketing ploy or just a means to get numbers and streams up. But NF does not treat features this way. In Motto, he talks about this when he says, do a bunch of features that my label would love, do a bunch of features that I don't even like just to build up the hype. NF doesn't just do features because he has to hit a quota or get streams on his album. He does it because he likes the artist and he knows they're gonna fit well with him and or his track. This being shown in tracks such as Lost, I'll Keep On, and 10 Feet Down. Careful also goes into these many tracks where the feature fits in like the perfect piece to a puzzle. Cordae works beautifully on this song. The beat fits his flow wonderfully, and his style complements NF's workmanship. Cordae has this thing where he goes, yeah! And bro, I got chills when I first heard this. I low-key still get chills. I'll say one more thing about Cordae before we move on to NF. And he has a lyric where he says, talking to God about what's real and what's not, and all he said was remain faithful. That hits different. I really like NF being braggadocious while still being down to earth by putting his success on God and not himself.
Caught up to God and I asked him, you watching my back? He ain't say nothing back, but I heard what he said. When you see how I'm living, the answer is obvious, ain't it? When you go from poverty stricken and stressing about buying the groceries to not even having to look at the total, you know you've been blessed.
These top 3 songs were really hard to rank, and honestly, if you were to switch them up, I think it would be acceptable no matter how you switched them. So yeah. Number 3, Gone. Have you ever been in your feels? Because if you haven't before, you will be now. This track is heart-wrenching and downright painful. However, it is also a gorgeous portrayal of heartbreak and specifically what happens after the fact. Being able to look back and be sad about what has happened, but grateful because your life didn't go down the road it was going. This ballad reminds me a lot of Happier by Ed Sheeran. And in a sense, I feel like they're kind of counterparts to each other because Happier is what is going on before you get to healing, and gone is what has happened during and or after you have healed. NF also brings in his excellent singing voice over this ditty. William, what kind of word is ditty? Okay, yeah, NF brings in his excellent singing voice over this ditty. Okay. His vocals blend beautifully with Julia Michaels, and what helps this duo even more is the beat is a portrayal and a representation of him and her, with him being irresponsible and chaotic and her being passive. Going even further into this beat and the story it tells, this song starts off slow and melodic, representing you looking back on the fun times you had. But then also you start to feel pain, which is the beat and the song starting to get into, honestly, a mess, respectfully. Though pain can and will come to an end, just like the disarray of this song comes to a halt and fades out into piano. Julia Michaels is also another example of NF's great choice in features. Her voice is immaculate, and I absolutely love when she sings, "I'm happy for you, I am, yeah, don't get me wrong, I am, and sometimes it's true, I think about you too." Bro, her voice is medicine to my ears, and I hope for you too. I hope her voice is medicine to your ears too. Sitting at number 2, we have Running. And what a banger. This song slaps in every way possible. The guitar, his soft voice, and the lyrical imagery, it's just fantastic, man. It's a great sound. This song is the last track on the album, and it really does wrap everything up in a nice bow. Running being the last song on this album, he's saying that he's done running. He doesn't want to let this negative side of himself control him any longer, bringing some closure to the sadness and despair heard throughout this album and his career in general. Furthermore, he says, "I don't want to wait another day. I've waited long enough. I can see the sun is coming up. There's happiness on the horizon. I'm hopeful. I can see the light. I've hesitated all my life. I'm all done. I'm done running from you." Cementing the idea that he doesn't want to live in the darkness he's been living in all his life. And he even goes as far to say, "I love you, but not enough to allow you to continue to drown the both of us. You're holding me back. You're pulling me down. You're making me hate myself," which shows he loves this thing that tears him apart and breaks him down, which is interesting that he says he doesn't love it enough to allow it to drown the both of them, because earlier in the song he says that he loves it to death. But what's the point of dying for something if it drowns along with you? Now for the finale, sitting atop the rest, NF's magnum opus, Happy.
Living in my agony, watching my self-esteem go up in flames, acting like I don't.
This masterpiece of a song is a beautiful letter to God, where NF is writing about how he's sorry for living in his agony, and he does want to be happy, but he just doesn't know what that would be like. He doesn't know who he would be if he was happy. Having this topic with NF's gorgeous singing voice over violins and piano is perfect. Which, speaking of perfect, this song reminds me a lot of Ed Sheeran. Get it? Because Ed Sheeran wrote Perfect. Anyways, it reminds me a lot of Ed Sheeran, and it just kind of gives off really good vibes. And interestingly enough, NF draws a lot of inspiration from Ed Sheeran, and that was actually one of the artists that he does talk about in his interviews. This song is yet another example of NF bringing closure to the events going on in his life. If you compare it to songs such as Hate Myself or Trauma, and the list of many others, where he has little to no happiness in those songs, and here he still may not have much happiness, but he's showing that he wants to get to that point, and he no longer wants to sit and sulk in this sadness anymore. And with lyrics such as, "I know I've been selfish, I have no excuse to give you, it's true, hanging by a thread, that's how I live life. I don't know why, but I feel more comfortable living in my agony, watching my self-esteem go up in flames, acting like I don't care what anyone else thinks, when I know truthfully that's the furthest thing from how I feel." With lyrics such as these showing that NF no longer wants to go down the path that he's been going down. And with that, I conclude my review of Hope, the album of the year. Oh, hey, you're still here? All right, so thank you. If you're still here, thank you so much for staying this long. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you want to make your own list down below in the comments, go ahead, make sure to do that. And I'll make sure to be responding to comments and whatnot. I really enjoyed looking at the ones from my previous video where I ranked every single NF song. I also found it really funny. Y'all did not like my rankings. A lot of y'all did not like it. I wonder why. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you enjoyed it, please hit that like button. And if you want more content like this, then go ahead and subscribe. And again, like I said earlier, I swear I'll be making more videos that are not about NF soon. It's just, this was very convenient timing for me. So yeah, expect more videos soon, hopefully. All right, bye-bye. God loves you. Bye. In New York, I'm in there. I did it myself.